it's time for me to make my pumpkin rice. So the first thing I'm going to do is to blend up some pumpkin here in my Vitamix, and then I'm going to be passing the juiced pumpkin through my nut bag so that the mixture will be very smooth going into the pot, after which I'm going to be blending up a little bit of coconut milk too. So some persons wouldn't necessarily strain this. I'm opting to, because I just want it to be very, very, very smooth. So I am throwing the mixture in the nut bag, and the nut bag is in a pot, and simply I'm going to be pulling up this side of it, and look at what is happening. All of the juice is coming out from the nut bag. And I mean, I can just take my hand and squeeze this. I can allow it to sit here and do its thing. You could use a strainer if you'd like, but as I said, the juice is coming out here. So meanwhile this is happening, I'm about to pop the coconut in the Vitamix. Alright, so I have just a tad bit, maybe 1 cup of coconut that has been oxed and peeled, diced to say the least. And I'm going to be putting this now in the Vitamix, and I'm blending this. I don't want a lot. I don't want the pumpkin rice to be overly flavored with coconut. It's just a hint of coconut flavor that's needed. So let me show you what the let me show you what it looks like after I pass it through the nut bag. You see how smooth this is? This is exactly how I want it to be. Same treatment, guys. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead now and pour the coconut milk in it. You know, coconut milk can have a little bit of trash in there, so for sure we don't want that. I'm just doing the same thing. Notice that the color of the pumpkin is going to get a little bit lighter. That's what happens when you add milk to anything, coconut milk, you know. So squeezing this out, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be creamy goodness. That's what this is, guys. Okay, and I'm gonna pop this on the stove. All right, so I have the coconut milk and the I'm gonna call it the pumpkin juice on the stove top here, and I'm waiting to bring this to a boil. To the pot I have added a little bit of dried thyme, I've added some powdered ginger, powdered onion, powdered garlic, and what else? Oh, just that for now. And I'm going to allow this to come to a boil just so that the coconut milk can cook a little bit. So why am I adding these ingredients? Of course, everybody knows I like to have a bit of flavor. Pumpkin can be very bland, right? We all know this. But for me, when it comes down to my pumpkin rice, you must eat it and lick your finger. So lick your fingers, okay? So I am putting my entire foot, heart, soul, and everything into this. I'm trying to play upon Shensia. Put your back in it, but that's not what I'm defending, guys. I'm just, you know, being me, troublesome, right? So this is gonna come to a boil. Allow it to do its thing for probably 5 or 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and wash the rice. I won't show you how to wash rice. You must know how to wash rice, right? So yeah, that's what's going on right now. So this has been boiling for about 15 minutes. I've added some pimento berries, I've added some scallion stalks, and right now I am going to add just a little bit of butter. That's not too much butter, right? It's 2 cups of rice. Can that work? Hopefully. I don't normally cook rice with butter, but because it is pumpkin rice, and as I said, you just want it to be creamy and buttery and just have a lot of goodness for the people who normally don't like pumpkin, but unfortunately or fortunately, that's what they're eating today. So I'm putting the butter here. I'll add just a little bit of salt because the butter here is not unsalted, so I don't want to OD it. So just a little bit. Allow that to melt, and by the time that's done, I'm going to be adding my rice. Okie dokie, time to add that rice. And of course, I'm also going to be adding the remainder of the pumpkin. Remember those pumpkins that I had, pumpkins, can you see that? Those pieces of pumpkin that I had cut up, I'm going to be adding it to the mix as well. All right, so I'm gonna give this one good mix just to make sure that everything is incorporated. Does this look like we have sufficient water? Yes, we do, because I put the spoon in it. And it's not standing, as you can see by itself, but it falls a little bit to the side, so the water content is fine. All right, so I'm gonna turn this down and allow this to simmer all the way through, and then when it's done, I'll fluff it and then serve it. Alright, turn that down and then put our lid on it. Alright, so this is the finished product, our pumpkin rice. So I'm gonna plate this up. This is it, pumpkin rice, and this is going to be served with the curried fish. This is really creamy, buttery, right amount of salt, right texture, right everything. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.